Quick question: do we, with John Cena's last match, not to get off track, do we automatically assume that he's going to lose?
I think he wants it that way, though.
The rule I've always heard is that you lose on your way out. Like Undertaker, like Ric Flair, supposedly. like you're supposed to lose on your way out. You give the younger guy or whoever beat you the rub. That's what I normally.
So actually, Sonny, I actually wanted to after what Daniel just said. So I saw a quote from actually John Cena Sr. and he was talking about how in this case he feels that John should go over because in a sense he kind of already passed the torch when he lost the title to Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam, and with the way that went about it. I mean, I know it's kind of like an unwritten rule, but he just feels like, well, John should go out on top, and the torch was already passed at SummerSlam. So, in professional wrestling, is that one of those like unwritten rules, or is it like one of those things where it's kind of like, is it mandatory? Is it not mandatory? Like when a guy is going out, so that he has to lose on his way out.
At my time, in my in the ring time experience, it was 50-50. But, from the women to the men or the men to the women, it's always gone that way that they've lost at the end of their matches for whatever reason. I sort of didn't do that because I was on an up street climb during the time that I stepped out in what I thought was going to be a temporary timeout, but I would have lost on my way out proudly if that had been something that was told to me to do by a promoter. And that's who makes the final decision. And all of it's got to do with fanfare, popularity, and how in shape the wrestler is at the time he's stepping out. Mm-hmm. You got a man like Undertaker who's been in there for so many years, he's just conditioned up for it. He might not lose on his way out. Flair lost on his way out. And I think people, by a little bit, by narrow marginals, have hated Shawn Michaels ever since then. Some for taking out Flair. And Shawn Michaels even said in the ring in a moment of realness, I'm sorry for doing this to you. So, and that's seen plainly on tape. But it's typically been my experience that it's up to the worker and how they feel about doing it. Some guys don't lose in their hometowns. You have Bret the Hitman Hart who whined if he lost in his hometown. And he and Vince McMahon had a feud for years about having him lose that many times. You got Becky Lynch who lost. Is she on her way out or she's still in it? If she keeps on whining, chances are she's on her way out. So it's got a tit for tat. There's no right or wrong answer. It just depends on the mood of the promoter and what the guy's feeling at the time. But I think notoriously, Brian, by and large, they have lost the majority of the matches on their way out, and I think that's kind of sad after a lengthy career.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the inside of Sonny Cain. This is why he's on this show. Stuff like that. Because I'm intrigued with stuff like that as far as like the business goes, like when guys are going out or not, because I've seen so many different examples. Some guys win, some guys don't, and that's one of those things I was always like interested in.